Hello Nigeria, welcome to Newsline. I am Becky Madujimu. Our program this week is action-packed. The near abduction of teachers in Delta State has left the victims scarred physically and mentally. We have details of how a syndicate stormed the school armed with deadly weapons and the role of the police in the incident. Meanwhile, a similar crime occurred elsewhere. It's about a gang involved in the disappearance of children. You will be aghast at what happened to the young victims after they were forcefully stolen away. And among our lineup celebrations, the 60th anniversary of broadcasting in Nigeria. Those who were present from the get-go joined in the spectacular event that held. Then a former head of state was honored in a prestigious way as he added another year. These and more delightful reports will unfold after the news by Elizabeth Omori. Take it away, Elise.
Hello, Becky. It's nice to see you again. Thanks for joining us on the news segment of the program. Now let's begin with the presidency. President Muhammadu Buhari will depart Abuja Monday to participate in the three-day Russia-Africa Summit in Sochi, Russia from October 23 to 25 with a focus on exploring and expanding opportunities in security, trade and investment, science and technology, and gas production. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President of Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, the President during the summit will meet with President Vladimir Putin of Russia to further strengthen relations in security, trade and investment, and build partnership that will enhance Nigeria's huge gas potential following Russia's remarkable success in gas exploration. The summit is expected to bring fresh perspectives on some global issues and challenges, including nuclear technology, energy development, agriculture, infrastructure and development strategies. An African Business Forum, which will bring together African and Russian business leaders, will be held during the event to enhance Russian investments in Africa and promote African business interest in the host country. Now to the media. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has assured that no amount of attacks, sponsored or otherwise, will stop the implementation of the approved presidential recommendations to inject sanity into the nation's broadcast industry. The minister gave this assurance in Lagos at an interactive session with members of online publishers and enforcing reports.
As I speak, plans are ongoing to launch more coordinated attacks with a view to truncating the implementation of the approved recommendations. Let me be straight. No amount of attacks, sponsored or otherwise, will stop the implementation of the approved recommendations.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed explaining the reason behind the federal government's desire to inject sanity into the nation's broadcast space. The minister said since the inauguration of the 7-man committee saddled with the responsibility of implementing the presidential recommendation, which will ensure the independence of the National Broadcasting Commission, reviewed the commission's code to reflect the upward review of sanctions against broadcast outfits that breach the code. He maintained that it is in the interest of the corporate existence of the country.
Only non-patriots and anarchists will kick against measures aimed at putting an end to fake news and hate speech, especially in our broadcast industry. All those who are guilty should be afraid of the efforts to sanitize the broadcast industry. Responsible broadcasters have nothing to fear. This is not a move to stifle free speech or gag anyone, but purveyors of fake news and hate speech should not expect to sleep easy.
On the need to dismantle monopoly in the industry, Lai Mohammed said it is to create a level playing field for creativity. He enjoined members of the Online Publishers League to remain in vanguard of efforts to tackle fake news and hate speech. In Lagos, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Now to communications, the attention of the Federal Ministry of Communications has been drawn to the viral text message allegedly sent by the mobile network operator MTN Nigeria and other mobile operators notifying subscribers of a 4 naira charge per 20 seconds on USSD access to banking services from the 21st of October 2019. A release from the Office of the Minister of Communications says the minister is unaware of this development and has directed the sector regulator, the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC), to ensure that the operator suspends such plans until the minister is fully and properly briefed. Now to security. Troops of one division have rescued 4 kidnapped students from bandits at Gurumi village in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State. A statement by the Nigerian Army Operations Major Coordinator Colonel Aminu Ilyasu also indicates that 7 Boko Haram members trying to escape troops onslaught were killed when the vehicle stepped on an improvised explosive device IED in Lamba, a forest in Borno State. The IED was laid by the terrorists. Similarly, troops in Rivers State raided a suspected sea pirates camp at Tingibibi Ogubolo local government area and recovered 1 AK-47 rifle and 3 pirate rockets. Now let's talk animal activities. Management of the Kano Zoological Garden says the lion that escaped has been captured and returned to its cage. Head of the Zoological Garden said the lion was shot with an injection which made him powerless before it was captured and returned to its cage. To other matters now, over 10 shops in Santana Market, one of the major markets in Benin, have been razed by fire. Our reports that one person allegedly died while trying to salvage some assets as the inferno raged.
As at the time NTA News crew arrived at the scene, the fire had blazed for several hours. Food items, clothes, generator sets, non-perishable goods had all been reduced to ashes, leaving the victims with no hope of recovering any item from their shops.
All my material we are supposed to use, everything on.
All money when I borrow don't go. When I carry credit, I will take pay and I don't know.
A few shops were still left standing, but the overall picture was one of infernal devastation. Victims have different views to what sparked the fire. They also claimed that even though Edo State Fire Service was contacted, response was not quick enough.
See NPC and they call the post. Yes, 2 times they come yesterday. 2 times they even injure. One shock one. Go in the hospital as at now. Nobody come. The rest fire service. Don't respond.
A visit to the State Fire Service revealed that the officers who were on duty were not available for comments. In Benin, Anlio Okolo, NTA News.
Away from the inferno, 28 years after the creation of Yobe State, Damaturu, the state capital, is set to have an ultra-modern market as Governor Mai Mala Buni laid the foundation stone for the construction of the infrastructure at a cost more than 2.8 billion naira. Unisa Sulaiman reports that this is part of government's resolve to provide a standard economic environment for the growth and development of the state.
As Governor Mai Mala Buni laid the foundation stone for the construction of an ultra-modern market in Damaturu, the state capital, residents trooped out to witness the epoch-making event, as this is happening 28 years after the creation of Yobe State and 43 years of Damaturu as local government headquarters. The governor noted that the market to be constructed at the cost of more than 2.8 billion naira has 12-month completion period and will accommodate 600 open and locked shops, administrative building, police outpost, road and drainages, among other facilities.
With the dilapidated and inadequate structures in the market and the urgent need to boost economic growth, we thought it is necessary for us to intervene at the state level. And this is exactly what we are doing right now.
Apart from the one in Damaturu, Governor Buni said it is the result of his administration to construct modern markets in 6 major towns across the state to provide appropriate economic environment for buyers and sellers. In Damaturu, Mr. Suleiman, NTA News.
The National Human Rights Commission has expressed serious concern over the proliferation of illegal detention centers across the country, saying that such centers must be closed to save their victims from further torture, inhumane and degrading treatments. In a statement signed by the Director of Corporate Affairs and External Linkages, Lambert Okwara says the Executive Secretary of the Commission, Tony Ojukwu, stated this in Abuja while reacting to the discovery of some illegal detention centers in some parts of the country. He further said the act of torture and all forms of inhumane and degrading treatment under whatsoever guise are clearly illegal, constitute human rights violations under the 1999 Constitution of the FRN as amended, as well as the Convention Against Torture and other international treaties to which Nigeria is a signatory. Meanwhile, the Executive Secretary directed the Commission's state coordinators in the Northwest to carry out in-depth investigations into the alleged illegal detention centers, including the case of the abducted children in Kano, in line with the Commission's mandate. The Executive Secretary also called on the Nigerian Police, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, as well as other relevant law enforcement agencies operating at the federal and state levels to be more vigilant and fish out the perpetrators of these heinous crimes and ensure that they are diligently prosecuted in accordance with the law. Now to entertainment, the federal government has pledged its full support for the successful hosting of the 2019 All-Africa Music Awards, AFRIMA, as the country prepares to host the glamorous event in Lagos come November with the theme, Feel Africa. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, made the pledge in a statement signed by Special Assistant Segun Adeyemi in Lagos. The minister said AFRIMA is one of the biggest awards for the music industry in Africa, and what government has done in the past is to provide the enabling environment for the awards to take place by providing support services and booking. It's on record that the AFRIMA editions have been hosted by Nigeria among the most successful. Therefore, this year again, the federal government is ready to partner with AFRIMA professionally by giving them the maximum support, such as effective media coverage, and also help them in reaching out to other critical stakeholders. The minister added that part of the reasons why Nigeria has successfully hosted the Music Awards is because the country relaxed its visa regime with visa on arrival policy. AFRIMA, which was first held in 2014, was established in collaboration with the African Union to reward and celebrate musical talents and creativity in Africa, as well as to promote African cultural heritage. Now let's talk standards and compliance. The Seahorse Lubricant Industries Limited, manufacturers and distributors of seahorse lubricating oil in Nigeria, has received the Standards Organization of Nigeria's MANCAP certificate for producing synthetic lubricants that meet the relevant Nigerian industrial standard. Joy Ilwego reports that the ceremony took place in Awka, Anambra State.
The Mandatory Conformity Assessment Program, MANCAP, is a mandatory product certification scheme put in place by the Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON, to ensure that all locally manufactured products in the country conform to standards before such products are presented for sale in the market or exported. Director General, Standard Organization of Nigeria, Osita Abaloma, represented by the State Coordinator, Williams Okwe, while making the presentation, reiterated the SON's efforts to promote quality of products manufactured in the country and urged Seahorse Lubricants Industries Limited to ensure strict adherence to requirements and consistency of production as defined by the terms of the certificate.
My assurance that any product you see this MANCAP logo, just rest assured that thorough inspection, thorough analysis of their products have been carried out.
The products which were certified include the Seahorse 0W20, Seahorse 5W20, and Seahorse 5W10 synthetic oil.
I'm here in the factory ensuring that quality is adhered to. So Seahorse synthetic oil, when we say full synthetic oil, it is full synthetic. It is 100% synthetic. Go for this and you are sure of what you have invested your money in. You will never regret it.
I used to change my oil every other month, but since I started using Seahorse lubricant, the change interval increased to 3 months interval.
Seahorse is as the same as the other foreign products that we're using. And not only that, it's also affordable.
Seahorse Lubricant Industries Limited is a manufacturing company that produces lubricating oil for internal combustion engines and mechanical transmission systems. The company's success is said to have been largely as a result of its effective implementation of quality management system in Oka. Joy Iluebu, NTA News.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, said it will continue to deliver across the value chain of the oil and gas sector for the benefit of Nigerians. Released by the Acting Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division of the NNPC, Samson Makoji, says the NNPC leads in the delivery of corporate social responsibility initiatives, particularly to host communities. The NNPC MD, Melekiari, was at the 2019 NNPC Downstream Golf Tournament in Kaduna and described the event as beneficial to the health of 2,000 employees of the NNPC and other residents of Kaduna State alone.
NNPC is an enabler organization. Our activities touch the lives of Nigerians in very many ways, very many positive ways. One of them is support for the community and also support for our staff.
Kaduna Refinery is one of the flagship facilities of the NNPC. Now to the non-oil sector, the clamor by the present administration towards diversifying the economy for sustainable economic growth through the non-oil sector can never be overemphasized, as various means are put in place to achieve that. The latest being a book launch on export promotion in Nigeria as it relates to laws and policies. Osede Ibo tells us more.
The role of exports as fundamental source of foreign exchange, which has become more paramount for diversifying the Nigerian economy, is the reason for this gathering. The launch and public presentation of the book, Export Promotion in Nigeria, Law, Policy and Practice, x-rays the non-oil export trade under legal, institutional, and policy frameworks, as well as international trade conventions.
The time has come for Nigeria to join other developed countries of the world by embarking on an aggressive non-oil export drive.
The author reminded us of attempts made by successful government to address the problems of our dependence on oil.
This is now my opportunity to ask everybody that is here to help me in unveiling this book. So, this book is going to really improve all Nigerians who are in that business.
My objective is that the subject of export promotion will be introduced in our various tertiary institutions. Because if we are serious about export promotion, if we are serious about non-oil export trade, by now, the subject should have been taught in our universities.
The presentation of the 427-page book was viewed by many as another deliberate effort to bring to limelight fortunes associated with exports. In Abuja, Bosede Able, NTA News.
Now to health, the need to use organic foods in curbing ailments has again been stressed by food and nutrient expert Dr. Kader Valley. Dr. Valley said this at a health talk on healthy living through healthy food habits held at the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Sagid Mohammed Awad reports.
Nigeria has been blessed with fertile land that grows cereal crops in large quantity, among which is millets. Crop, according to experts, has a very rich content in lowering rates of fat absorption and reducing the risk of heart disease. An agricultural scientist and food expert, Dr. Kader Valley, advocated for the intake and increased awareness regarding the health talk profile of millets.
We need to get back to these millets, and among the 5 millets, we can actually almost mitigate all the diseases of human race.
The convener of the health talk, Bhaskar Rao, General Manager West African Sulamic, said the program was organized as part of their corporate social responsibility, as well as to create an avenue for Nigerians to learn from the vast knowledge of the resource person.
This is the best university. They can start this one to multiply.
This is only we are giving the seed now. This is like a seed we are putting, then multiply seed with the ABU Jaria can do that one. I know that one.
Other speakers at the health talk described the topic as apt.
Many diseases are related to food these days. Therefore, the presentation we have had is very useful.
So we make sure that this seeds is now distributed to them, then through planting, and then we continue to educate them about this healthy living.
Somebody who had a lucrative job in the United States of America, but he came back home to India. So India is enough for you. You have more job to do here. My knowledge is for Africa too.
A similar health talk is expected to be organized in other universities across the country. In Zaria, I'm Sagir Muhammad Awal, NTA News.
Away from health, His Royal Highness Apollos Chu is the paramount ruler of Ukuri Eleme in Rivers State and reputed for his detribalized nature. For his effort at promoting peaceful coexistence and national unity, members of his constituency and other traditional rulers honored him with an award, describing his personal drive at national orientation as commendable and worthy of emulation. Chimdima Undubisi tells us more.
As a monarch, His Royal Highness Apollos Chu travels across kingdoms and emirates in the country as a bridge builder, leading the campaign on peace, unity, cultural interaction, integration, and religious tolerance. These acts by the Egbere Mero Kori and One-Eta Ogale Eleme in Rivers State have not gone unnoticed as Governing Council of the National Development Summit of Traditional Rulers at its 11th summit in Abuja bestowed on him the Bastion of Traditional Leadership Award, urging others to follow his footsteps. Nigeria's Vice President was also given an award at the occasion. The Minister of Niger Delta Affairs received it on his behalf.
As a concerned royal fathers and opinion leaders in our various kingdoms and communities, we have to consider adopting a strategy of intensified campaign for behavioral change. We have to teach our people to understand what cultural diversity is.
You are central to any hopes of peace and stability and the bridging of some of our nation's deepest social cleavages.
King Apollos Chu has a message for his counterparts.
When there is moral behavior in the society, I tell you, the society will be calm and order. And when people do not do this anyhow, it attracts development into our community. You allow resentment, crisis in your own domain, just know that you are promoting development to your next neighbors, because the people will reallocate from your own community to the next neighbor's community that is peaceful.
Some of his colleagues say the award serves as an inspiration for them. Chimdima Undubisi, NTA News.
And the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, heartily felicitated with former Head of State General Yakubu Gowon retired on the occasion of his 85th birthday. A statement by his Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ola Awuni, Senator Lawan thanked Almighty God for the grace of health, longevity and unblemished integrity that is evident in the General's exemplary life. He recalled that General Gowon assumed the leadership of Nigeria as a youth and at a time the country was at the edge of disintegration. He explained that it was a very difficult circumstance as General Gowon rallied his troops and indeed all Nigerians to defend and preserve the unity and territorial integrity of their country. He did this through his inspirational call of "Go on with one Nigeria." He noted that even after exiting power, General Gowon has been unwavering in promoting the unity, peace and prosperity of the country he loved so much. And out to sports, Manchester United and Liverpool ended 1-1 draw in an English Premier League match decided Sunday. For more on sports, but away from EPL, here is Amanza Marcus with details.
Activities marking the 40th anniversary of NTA Abeokuta ended at the MKO Abiola International Stadium, Abeokuta, with a novelty football match. Players of Ogun Television in Blue opened schools, but NTA Abeokuta strikers with a sense of determination equalized via penalty. The match ended 1-1.
It was a friendly affair, a family affair. I'm supposed something of joy to have ended 1-1.
NTA and OGTV are two sides of the same coin, so I'm not surprised that it ended the way it did. We've been working together, synergizing on Ogun State.
It has brought about a more cordial relationship between the staff of the two stations.
NTA, happy 40th anniversary. Congratulations on your feat. Keep doing what you know how to do better.
At the Rugby World Cup in Japan, Wales overcame the loss of centre Jonathan Davis just before kickoff to progress to a third World Cup semi-final, following similar feats in 1987 and 2011. Sebastien Vahamahina of France was sent off after 48 minutes in a decisive moment of the encounter when France was leading 19-10. That provided the chance for Wales to score 10 points and eventually take the day 20-19 in Oita, Japan in a dramatic comeback. With sports update, Amanzi Marcus, NTA News.
And sports update ends the news segment of the program. And don't forget, Becky has action-packed stories for you after the break. Stay on the line.